So yesterday I had to take the bus, and I haven't taken the bus in 4 or 5, no more, 6 months I haven't taken the bus because, you know, that's around the time I got the car. And I was in the university area, and so I had to bus it because my brother needed the car. And I got on the bus, it was really crowded, right? The students were leaving. And I was just standing. Now, I was standing on the bus, I was standing in a location where I could sort of overlook the scene in the bus, right? And so, of course, now I was just standing there. I didn't have anything on, no music or anything like that. So I'm like kind of in an observer state, not necessarily in a judgmental state, although the judgments started to make themselves apparent as I kept standing there, but I was like more in an observatory standpoint, okay? I'm just kind of observing my environment in the bus. And of course, the first thing any observer would notice there is that everybody is on their phone, okay? So of course, I'm like just kind of observing here. I'm aware of the sound of the engine of the bus. I'm aware of the people around me, just very much observational. And I'm starting to be aware that people are on their phones. So I look around and I could see, I'm like almost like this is the equivalent of being on a hill and being able to see everything. Very strategic location. So I look at people's phones, and this story, the common theme that I've seen is like people click, like it's really weird. It's really bizarre actually. They did even an episode on it on South Park. Somebody would go check their email, okay, and then they would see that there's nothing, and then they would like very quickly leave the email and go on Instagram and check Instagram to see if their feed, see if they have any likes, if they have any messages, and then leave Instagram and then go on Facebook. And it's like from one app to another, from one app to another, from one app to another. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, that's the human predicament. Because I'm part of that predicament. It's not that by no means, I'm free of it. I'm looking at myself here. I'm looking at the human predicament. Like, wow, here we are. Stuck to our phones, stuck to our technology, searching for the next rush. You know, everybody's searching for the next rush, the next message, the next like, the next super like, you know, the next comment, the next subscriber. Just chasing like a headless chicken, chasing some kind of a mirage. Really, we're all chasing a mirage. And you know what the qualities of a mirage are? It's an illusion. It does not exist. If you're thirsty and you're chasing a mirage, you're going to be thirsty, my friend. You're going to be thirsty. Your thirst is not going to be quenched. It isn't going to be quenched by a like. It isn't going to be quenched by somebody messaging you. It isn't going to be quenched by somebody subscribing to your YouTube channel. It isn't going to be quenched. It isn't going to do it. It's just going to give you a little rush. Just a little tiny bit of dopamine rush that keeps you addicted. That keeps you coming back for more. Do you guys know why we're here on this plane of existence, on this particular take of reality, this physical, dense reality? We're here, well, because attachments and desires, because last time we were chasing some kind of a rush, and that rush didn't make it for us. You know, everybody's on their own trip, and for whatever reason it did not cut it for us. It just didn't do it, because they never will, because the quality of a mirage is it's an illusion. It's a mirage. It isn't gonna quench your thirst. It isn't going to do it, fellas. It isn't going to do it. And I'm standing there looking around saying, wow, that is our human predicament. Mind you, not in a judgmental type. It's more actually inclusive, because I realize that's my own predicament as well. I am also from time to time going like a headless chicken, checking from one app to another, from one message to another. And I'm like, well, that's our human predicament. Here, that's it. That's our, we're all trying to reach for the light. I mean, that's the thing you gotta understand. It's all reaching for the light, meaning we're all trying to reach to our true nature. That's all of what desire and craving and chasing rush is. What chasing a rush is just a distorted way of reaching the light. So you're essentially looking for that feeling, that you know, like I'm famous. I posted a picture and I got 100 likes. Feels good. Feels good to be accepted, doesn't it? Feels good to be verified, doesn't it? It feels so good. You know, we're looking for that rush. We're looking for that. We're constantly looking for that rush, for that, it's all good. It's all good. It's all going to be all right. It's all going to be okay. You can relax. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you're okay. You're good as you are. You're accepted as you are. You know, you're accepted as you are. You get 100 likes. People like you. You're a good girl. You're a good gal. You've got a high value in society. Rest assured here, okay? Just put your head against the wall and just relax. It's gonna be okay. You got 100 likes. How about that? How about you post a more clever picture so you get a 200 likes the next time? So you can have more people verifying you. So you could be more liked. So you can have a higher value in society. Don't you see our human predicament here? Don't you see that it's all a mirage? It's all an illusion, that it isn't gonna cut it for you. It isn't gonna do it. It just isn't. I'm sorry, it isn't. You're going to continue to be thirsty. And at some point in one lifetime or another, or at a certain point in your life, they call it midlife crisis, you're going to realize this isn't gonna do it for me. This isn't. Sexual validation isn't gonna do it for me. Fame, social media fame isn't going to do it for me. Hell, even food isn't going to do it for me. Why do you guys think I'm such a whackhead trying to become sustained off the prana? Because I realized food isn't going to do it for me. You know? One of the observations that I came up with yesterday is like, eat, shit, piss, repeat. Eat, shit, piss, repeat. Eat, shit, piss, repeat. You know, that's one thing. You know, eat every day. Like, even food isn't going to do it. We look forward for our meals. We think it's going to do it for us. But, you know, we basically kill ourselves eating. We eat our way into death. We die because our metabolism stops working. Because we exhausted. Because we're eating. We're continuously consuming. So I realized that isn't even going to do it. Because not even food's going to do it. Sexual gratification isn't going to do it. Sexual validation isn't going to do it. Social media validation, it's not going to do it. You know, it isn't going to do it. I was listening to a podcast by Ram Dass yesterday while I was driving. And he used the metaphor, the analogy. Say you're going down, you're in a train station and you're going down. Now you're just alone and you see a sign there. You're going downstairs, you see a sign. You know, no exit. No exit. Okay, turn back the other way. So now you turn back the other way because you know there is no exit. You turn back the other way, you go back upstairs. And then there is a storm of people coming downstairs, okay? And you tell them, hey, friends, there's a sign there. It says no exit. So we're all gonna have to go upstairs. They don't care because they think there's something down there. Now you may look honest, you may look like, you know, you're sincere, you've experienced it, you've seen the no exit sign, but they ain't gonna believe it. Well, they're gonna get downstairs and soon enough they'll see that there's no exit and they're gonna have to go back upstairs. And that is our human predicament, is we chase so many things external to us, but at some point, one lifetime or another, maybe another 10,000 lifetimes, no rush. No rush. In the Godhead, there's no rush. Okay? God is a very chilled, relaxed type of being. you know, just like no rush. You want to take 15 billion years to come back to God? It's okay. You want to take 15 billion years to realize your true nature? No problem. But at some point, you're gonna see the no exit sign, and you're gonna have to go back upstairs, which is the journey inwards, which is going inside, which is meditation, which is going beyond the senses and really becoming, being, essentially being, because being is you're the light, you're it, being every moment, being in a timeless space. Okay, so that was like you know, I had to meditate on that last night. I had to meditate on that, and I'm sort of limiting my social media exposure of all kinds, even YouTube, to about once a day. I'll check the comments, I'll reply, I'll read all the comments, I'll basically dedicate an hour a day, go check my Instagram if there's any messages, reply to the messages, check my email if there's anything that needs to be replied. Sincerely, take an hour of my time and be there for everything social media related. But it isn't going to do it. I know this because I've been stuck so many times on that loophole of going from one app to another, from one rush to another. And it didn't do it for me. And yes, I've had really successful videos on my fitness channel. I have a video that has almost 2 million views, I think. It gave me a huge rush at the time, but it isn't doing it for me now. It just isn't doing it. And I can recount how many rushes I've had all my 27 years of existence. I've had a lot of big rushes. Of all kinds. Sexual gratification, food gratification, social media gratification. And here I am. It just didn't do it for me. And it isn't going to do it for you. That's that. I'm telling you here, there is a no exit sign. Turn back, go upstairs. Turn inwards. The journey is inwards. It isn't outwards. It isn't going to do it. It isn't going to do it. That's the human predicament. And I think the compassion here is to realize that this is the human predicament, but do it in a detached way. Meaning, you know, if I was to preach to everybody in the bus, like, hey guys, this isn't going to do it. You know, there's a no exit sign. You know what you're doing right now is you're chasing one rush to another. And then that's not going to do it for you. Well, people are going to look at me like I'm crazy. Like they looked at Socrates like he was crazy. You know, because Socrates was going around in the streets of Athens preaching to people about how they're not seeing reality for what it is. And how they're going from one rush to another and how it isn't going to do it for them. And they thought he was crazy and they locked him up and they gave him poison. They killed him. They persecuted him. Okay? No, you gotta learn from history. Because what is it gonna do? You think that's gonna do it? You think oh, everybody in the bus is gonna be like, yeah, this guy is right. He's enlightened, he's right. You know what, everybody, how about you guys all turn off your phones and how about we can all just kind of be here and take a breath and you know, it's like, no, it isn't gonna do it. Yeah, right. What are you gonna do? You're gonna override years of programming, karma, past lives, attachments and desires? No, you ain't gonna do it. Even Jesus tried to do it. You know, he went to the temple and he was turning over the table. What are you guys doing? You guys out of your mind? Are you crazy? Yeah, because they listened. He ended up getting crucified. But Jesus was just like, he was like, I'm just gonna do this anyway. I'm just gonna go on preaching anyway, right? Yeah, but it isn't gonna change. It isn't gonna change. That's not gonna change anybody. So the compassion is the wisdom to be detached from it and realize that's our human predicament. You know, it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. You know, it is this funny hide and seek game that the Godhead is playing with itself. And I guess now at this particular time, space, locus, the God consciousness, the game that is God consciousness is playing with itself is this silly, absurd game of social media addiction, of running like a headless chicken from one app to another, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Because you could understand it when somebody is playing the money game, because they really think that's going to do it for them. I mean, you could understand it. You could sort of justify it in the sense of, well, you know, the way it is the root chakra, and we're all hardwired for security and survival. So, you know, this person thinks that their money is going to do it for them, and eventually they realize. You can kind of see it with a little bit of, it isn't as humorous. But really, when it comes down to this constant rush of chasing down like social media rushes, that's pretty funny. That's God. Now God is just being silly here. Okay, you know, God is kind of like playing a serious game with money. Like, yes, chase more money, you will be happier. More sex, you will be happier. Like that, you could sense that. You could see it. You could see the seriousness of the Godhead pretending. But now here, the Godhead is just being silly. This is being silly. So, let me ask you, are you going to be silly? Are you going to play into your own games here, into the silliness of social media addiction? It's up to you, right? There's no judgment here. It's just a funny predicament that we find ourselves in. But it isn't going to do it. I'm here to tell you, like, I've had almost 2 million views on one of my videos. It gave me a huge rush at one point on my other channel. I'm sitting here and I'm saying that didn't do it for me, like a bazillion other rushes that I had in my life didn't do it for me. And guess what? Yes, I'm moving to Thailand in 5-6 months, right? It's gonna be more beautiful for sure, more time on my hands, more beautiful climate, more sunny and everything. But I know that that the rush that I'm gonna get there isn't gonna do it for me. And in fact, I'm probably gonna spend most of my time there meditating, because I know I have to go inwards. Okay, I'm only moving there because I need the proper environment for me to meditate. I need I need more time, I need better weather, better climate, better, you know, I need the support of Gaia, of Mother Earth. I need the support of the Father in the sky, the Sun. I see them as all support system for the journey inwards. Okay, because I know the rush of the place, even like, that's another trip, the traveler's trip. Oh, I'm gonna travel, I wanna experience, you know? And you go here and you go there, and you go to Colombia, and you go to Thailand, and you go to London, and you go to Europe, and you travel, and you backpack, and you think that's gonna do it for you. Well, if you're traveling thinking that's gonna do it for you, that isn't gonna do it for you. Okay, and so, at least now I'm in the predicament of knowing that if I travel, that isn't gonna do it for me. That no, Thailand isn't gonna do it for me. That what I'm kind of doing right now, even here, I've been meditating more, because I'm realizing the journey is about the journey going inwards. There is nothing external at this point. I've come to that realization, you could say, that there really isn't anything outside for me. That's just simple empirical observation of my life. You could do the same thing with your life too. You could take a look back, go to your Instagram or whatever, where you've had a really successful post there. And remember how you felt. Felt really good. Now, how do you feel now? Back to neutral, back to baseline, right? So you could just do a simple empirical observation of your own rushes that you've had over the years. Social media rushes, sexual rushes. Remember the best sex you've ever had? Okay? And where are we right now? Where are we right now? Best meal you've ever had. Sushi bar. Where are we now? We're back here. Back to baseline. Always back to baseline. Always back to baseline. Just a simple observation of your life will give you that insight. The journey is the journey inwards. It's about going inwards. So don't go about thinking that anything's going to do it for you. Not even traveling, not even going to Thailand or some exotic location and living there and having all the time on your hands. Even that's going to do it, not going to do it for you. No rush is going to do it for you. It's all, the journey is inwards. So I said my piece here. So it's up to you now what you want to do with this. Thank you very much for our beautiful, lovely, sexy, wonderful Patreons. Okay, you guys are amazing. You guys are awesome people. Mwah. And if you would like to join the Patreon family, the inner circle, if you want to call it that, you could do so with like as little as $2 a month. Guys, do you want to sponsor this Patreon sponsored organic peppermint tea? I had to get the organic stuff. You know, I've been drinking the regular peppermint, but I thought it's only a little bit more pricey. I'll get the organic. Thank you guys. This is sponsored by Patreon. If you would like to sponsor us, okay, $2. I mean, really, like, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, alright, I said my piece. And until next time, may the force be with you.